I have recently received some very lovely book mail, and I'm feeling very blessed, and I just wanted to share that with you all today. Hello, book friends. I'm Jen, and welcome to my reading life, and welcome to a little mini book haul. I have received some books in the mail, a few of which I knew were coming to me, and two of which I did not. They came as a complete surprise, and I really just wanted to come on here, share them with you, and give a huge shout out and a thank you to the lovely subscriber who sent me a couple of books just out of the goodness of her heart. And I feel a little overwhelmed and so surprised in the best possible way that one of you wanted to send me a little something and was thinking of me. And I so appreciate that. Let us get into this little book haul. So yes, a few weeks ago, I went outside to check my mail, and lo and behold, I had some packages that I didn't remember ordering anything. And when I opened them up, to my surprise and delight, were two books. And these were sent to me by Jacqueline. I hope it's Jacqueline. Please tell me if it's Jacqueline. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Jacqueline so kindly sent me two books that were on my Amazon wish list. And the first is Jane Was Here. And this is an illustrated guide to Jane Austen's England. I mean, look at that cover. And Jacqueline left a note in here that says, "Enjoy your gift. I have this and feel every Austen fan should." And it's just like, look at these illustrations. I mean, so delightful. Talks about horticulture. I mean, just all kinds of, whoops, sorry, dropping the little gift card that came in here. But I am so excited to have this. I am going to read this, I think, in November, for Nonfiction November, and in preparation of getting things ready for Jane Austen January, or January, as we are going to call it. And this is going to just get me right in the mood for that. And thank you, Jacqueline. This was so lovely, and it's such a beautiful book. I'm so excited to have it. And then the second book that Jacqueline sent to me was Final Acts, Theatrical Mysteries. And this is part of the British Library Crime Classics. This is edited by Martin Edwards. And it's just a bunch of short stories from all kinds of authors, from Dorothy L. Sayers to Nio Marsh to Christiana Brand, Baroness Orczy, just mysteries set in the theater, which I just adore. I adore books, novels, mysteries, anything set in the theatrical world. It is a world I am somewhat familiar with. I spent a lot of my younger years being involved in local community theater. I grew up doing children's theater, and so it's just something that I find really fun to read about. And Jacqueline's little note said, "I have a few British Library classics on my shelves, but hadn't seen this one before seeing it in your wish list. Hope it's a good one." This is going to go on my birthday month TBR, because what better to read in my birthday month than some short stories set in the theater? So thank you, Jacqueline, again so much for both of these lovely books. I'm so excited to add these to my personal library, and it was so sweet of you to send these. So I can't say thank you enough. How many times have I said thank you already? The next few books that I received have a little bit of a story behind them. And as you know, because I talk about her all the time, I adore Laurie Colwin. I have my Laurie Colwin, most of my collection is sitting right here behind me. And I've read every single book she's written. She didn't write that many. She unfortunately died very young at the age of 48 back in 1992. I just wonder what she would have written had she lived a long life, but we will never know the answer to that. But Laurie Colwin's estate has set up an Instagram page for Laurie Colwin. I will have a link to that in the description box below. And the page is run by Laurie's child. And I have been following it ever since it first popped up. It has only been on Instagram, I think, for a few months now. maybe 6 months. So not that long, but they share just all kinds of lovely tidbits from Lori's life, things she has written, drawings, just articles about her, all kinds of stuff, things about her books, photos, and they also often repost in the Instagram stories posts that other people share about Lori Colwin. And from there, I saw that the author Kim Fay, who wrote Love and Saffron, which I just read and absolutely adored, that Kim Fay is a huge Lori Colwin fan, and that Happy All the Time is also her favorite book. And she was sharing some of her collection of copies of Happy All the Time. And I left a comment on her video saying, oh my goodness, I'm so jealous of your collection. I really need to start tracking down some different copies and editions of Lori Colwin's books. And we chatted back and forth a little bit. And then the Lori Colwin Instagram account messaged me privately and said that they had a few books lying around and they would love to send me some. And these are editions of her books that have recently been reissued by Vintage Books. And I have a couple of them, but I don't have the ones that were so generously sent to me. And I'm going to share them with you today. They just arrived a couple of days ago. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a reel sharing all of these, but I wanted to come on and share them here as well. So I received 3 books. The first one is Family Happiness. I love these covers. They are so, so fun. In Family Happiness, we follow Polly. She's a seemingly happily married wife and mother, and yet she's having an affair, one that's been going on for quite some time. And this novel just takes you through Polly's life and get you really inside her mind as to how this affair happened, even though she loves her husband and she loves her life, and you really get to understand her and kind of see where life takes her. And I just love Lori Colwin's insight into relationships. I think she's really honest about it. I think while we can condemn people who have extramarital affairs, I think Lori Colwin deals with it with a really sensitive hand and helps you to understand what might be motivating somebody to do such a thing and how that doesn't necessarily make you a horrible person, even if you've made maybe a bad decision. So that is Family Happiness. And then the next book I received was The Lone Pilgrim, which is a collection of short stories. And I think actually I'm going to pick this one up. I'm trying to decide between this one and Passion and Affect to read during my birthday month. I'm going to read one collection of Lori Colwin's short stories during my birthday month, and it might be this one, it might be Passion and Affect, not sure yet. But either way, this is a collection of 13 stories. We have a book illustrator enamored with her publisher as she pines for her previous lover, a photographer recovering from her second marriage in far-off Inverness, Scotland, befriends a college student new to romance, 2 academics conducting a long-distance affair are reunited, only to find that their circumstances have changed dramatically, and the perpetually stoned young wife of a popular college professor struggles to tell her husband that she's been high since the day they met. I don't remember that story. It's been a long time since I've read this particular collection, but again, I just think Lori is so insightful about human nature, about relationships, about love, romance. I just love the way she tackles all of those topics. And again, she's just one of my very favorite writers. I think she is absolutely fantastic. And then the final book that I received is one of Lori's nonfiction works, and that is Home Cooking, A Writer in the Kitchen. And this edition actually has a foreword by Ruth Reichel, and I'm really, really excited to read that foreword, which I think I'm just going to dip into. I've read Home Cooking recently, within the past year or two, and I think actually I'm going to read more Home Cooking, which is the second nonfiction that Lori Colwin wrote all about food. And she is a fantastic food writer. So if you enjoy food writing, then definitely give Lori Colwin a try. Now, in addition to receiving the books, which was all that I thought I was receiving, first of all, inside of the books, they have been stamped with Lori Colwin's signature. Obviously, Lori Colwin could not possibly have signed these herself since these editions are brand new. They've been republished within the past 3 or 4 years. It is just lovely to have them stamped with her signature in them. So I'm very thrilled for that. And then the second little tidbit that was enclosed in the books was this little postcard, which is of City Lights Books, which is here in San Francisco. As you know, I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, but this postcard is from Lori and her husband's personal collection. And I couldn't be more thrilled. I mean, she could have touched this postcard herself with her own hands at some point in her life. So this makes me so happy, and I'm going to keep this little postcard forever and ever. Amen. I think I'm just going to keep it tucked inside this edition of Home Cooking, and it'll always be a reminder that there are really lovely, genuine, generous people in this world. I do really appreciate the kindness of strangers, especially with all this lovely book mail that I have received recently. So yes, I I'm so thankful both to Jacqueline and to the estate of Lori Colwin. Thank you so much for these lovely additions to my home library. They are going to be kept in places of honor because I feel truly touched and honored. So again, thank you. That is it for this little mini book haul. I hope you enjoyed seeing these few books that I have recently received, and my heart overflows. Thank you everyone for watching this video, for commenting. I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever received a bookish surprise in the mail? Has anyone ever sent you something that you just weren't expecting and delightfully showed up in your mailbox or on your doorstep? And I'm so grateful for this little bookish corner of the internet. It is such a delightful place to be. I'm so thankful for all of you for hanging out with me here, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Bye!